MaceValor is the good one. He
Uh,
likes it when the chief wears the African robes.
what is going on, everybody? This is Mace Valor. Welcome to MVP, the show where we basically talk about anything, everything that's on my mind. On today's agenda, Postmates fucking sucks, and the gig economy is actually stronger than ever. And we're going to give you some tips today on how to protect yourself within the gig economy. Coming up. All right, so wait, so just do you want me to just call you by your name, Jamal, or do you want me to call you GigStacker, or how are we referring to one another in this?
I like GigStacker.
GigStacker, fantastic. All right, we don't want the stereotypes running rampant on the internet now, do we?
A
No.
black man named Jamal, of course it is.
All right, GigStacker, what is going on, man? I am so happy to have you here. We worked out a couple kinks, worked out some bugs, as it were, but we
Yeah.
seem to got everything up and running just fine. Let me close out of this because that's going to drive me crazy. All right, that is good now. Fantastic. There we go. So, what is going on, man? How is the gig economy going with you lately?
Gig economy is pretty nice. Just moved from Washington D.C. to San Diego. I took my first month off just to try and get acclimated to the city. Did a couple of gigs here and there. It's about mid February now, and I'm starting to ramp things up, applying to more gigs on Field Nation. That's the IT. Getting some of that money. I've been doing a couple of blocks with Amazon Flex. Things are looking pretty good. I'm about to ramp it up pretty heavily in the next few weeks here.
That is dope sauce, dude. Now, for those of you guys that are watching on my channel, you guys got to check out GigStacker. I know that I got a huge following from all those Amazon Flex videos that I did, but I'm telling you, if you want some positive energy in your life with a little bit of information about the different types of jobs that are available out there for you on platforms similar to Postmates, Uber, um, Amazon Flex, stuff like that. Like I'm telling
Yeah.
you, GigStacker, he is the one to go to because he has this wealth of knowledge, but the charisma to connect with people in his local area. And I'm telling you, some of the people that you find, I mean, first off, that's one thing about this whole gig economy thing that I really kind of got into once I started like doing the videos and kind of being concurrent with it and taking it seriously was
Yeah.
just how strong the community is. Because at first I thought like, well, if I'm going to upload videos about Amazon Flex and stuff, per capita for the amount of people that are actually out there, how many people are going to even find that interesting? And my mind was blown. There's a lot of people that may
Yeah.
have a feeding interest in it, but it's a huge active community. And
Yeah.
for
It's pretty
you,
massive.
so wait, have moving from DC all the way to San Diego, tell me about that. Like the difference of community. Is it pretty much cut and dry all the same, or have you noticed that different areas like react to this whole? I keep saying gig economy. There's got to be a better word for it, but
I mean, that's what it is. It's the gig economy. Some people call it the sharing economy, but I think gig economy for it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess the rideshare economy as well, but that's more so dedicated
Yeah.
towards like the
Uber and
Ubers and
Lyft and yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so in terms of the community difference from Washington D.C. to out here and San Diego, it's a massive difference. Out in DC, we kind of like stick to ourselves. We do our own thing. Like we make our own money and we leave it at that. But out in San Diego, and I think it has a lot to do with Milen from Flexing with Flex. She also has a Amazon Flex YouTube channel. She has, from my understanding, created the San Diego Amazon Flex group on Facebook, and this thing has over 1,000 people, and every single day they're on there giving each other tips, telling each other when blocks are available, telling each other what apartments are good to go to, how to navigate certain apartments. I mean, the community aspect out in San Diego is blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. Like they've been very helpful to me. I've actually met a couple of the members in person. I did some videos with one of them, with two of them actually, including Milen from Flexing with Flex, and I'm not 100% sure how their community is so strong out here, but it is really unbelievable.
So I have my own little inner circle. Flex Drivers Union, link in the description, obviously. It's not so much localized. So it's kind of anyone and everywhere, anyone from anywhere can basically go on there that's a part of this ecosystem. And essentially my goal was to create a community where we could just like share our thoughts and tell stories and stuff like that. It wasn't so much focused on like what she's doing is kind of like using that community to kind of build each other up. uh,
Exactly.
Flex
Yeah.
Drivers Union was kind of born from the whole idea that I had, where it's like, if you're going to be doing these independent contractor jobs, you kind of need to know what that entails. So that was kind
Hmm.
of a place where people would kind of come together, give out their grievances, but not just to bitch and moan, but as a means to find information, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to find a way, like, because in my videos I complain a lot. I've been told that like, oh, well, just deal with it. You're doing a job that shouldn't be paying that much anyway. And I've heard all of it from all different angles. Everyone has something to say, and I just take it. But the whole premise of what I've been saying is I say what I say because I like it, because I want to see it grow.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
That makes a lot of sense.
everyone could probably agree for the most part, any of the delivery based jobs, Amazon Flex is definitely the one to go with. And I've been
Hmm.
very vocal about how I've, from a business perspective, I think it's fantastic what Amazon is doing. They're cutting the low overhead. They essentially have no employees under Amazon Flex because even the
Right.
driver support are independent contractors.
Are they
Uh,
really?
uh, uh, Funny story. I'll touch on that in just a second.
Okay.
It's a yes and it's a no. It's a real
Okay.
gray area on them.
Hmm.
But so Amazon Flex is like a super low overhead because they don't have employees, so they don't have to pay for trucks, they don't have to pay for gas
Right.
and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
They don't, and the number one thing is benefits. They don't got to pay for benefits.
Yeah, that's
So
huge.
so a lot of the drivers that are going in, they say, "Oh, I'm going to be making $18 an hour." It's like, "Oh, I got a 5-hour shift. That's like $90." But when you really
Hmm.
really break it down, if you do it properly, like for example, I had a 5-hour shift today. And my shift was kind of all messed up for all different kinds of reasons. But on average, I can do a 5-hour shift in 2.5 to 3 hours, and that's
Right.
just like in her videos. She kind of teaches people how to, like, before you even get to the warehouse, how to prepare yourself, get your mind right.
Exactly.
And then
Hmm.
when you are there, putting all your deliveries in the proper order. And I've basically gotten it
Hmm.
to where I don't even really need to look. It's like, oh, this is the next package. And the cool thing too, it's kind of like I'm huge on being lazy and just ease of access. The fact that you can just scan it and then it beeps. Because if I grab
Yeah.
the wrong one, it goes, oh, nope, wrong one, my bad. And just go with it.
Just keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I'm getting off on a tangent, but to the whole thing about the driver support, right? So driver support kind of falls into one of two areas. You have the driver support logistics, who really kind of oversee more than just dealing with the actual drivers. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, they kind of deal with the entire communication ecosystem with the warehouse and how it relates to the driver support.
Okay. Okay. So
Traditional
them, I don't think I've ever spoken with. I've only ever spoken with the ones that you call when you have an issue.
Yeah, so they work out of the home and they are independent contractors as well.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Um, from the ones that I have spoken with, those, when you
Yeah.
call, hey, like, hey, this gate doesn't have an access code, and then,
Hmm.
oh, hold on 1 minute, Jimmy, I told you I'll be there in a minute. Like those, like those people, I get those all the
What?
time. It's like
Where are those jobs at?
they're either yelling at their kids or like they're
Get
just
off the top
waking
bunk.
or they're just waking up like
Oh my
Amazon driver
god.
support, can I help you? Like, can I help you? Would you like some coffee? Do you need a minute? I,
Oh man, that's funny, dude.
but the reason why I found out a lot of interesting things is, do you remember what was that? Probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when everyone got that email saying, "Oh yeah, you're
Hmm.
going, you're going to Palm
Somewhere in
Desert."
California. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'm at the park with my son, right? It's just me and
Yeah.
him, some father-son time, and he's picking up dog shit, and he's being a 1-year-old, so we're having a great time out there. And then I get an email, and it says, "Oh, thanks for your recent survey answers. We've decided to move you to a new location." And I'm like, "Wait a minute." And so because I understand this whole independent contractor thing, and I've complained about it a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the Amazon Flex shift, when that little survey comes up, I'm honest. So I
Yeah.
just put in how I felt based upon that question for the day. So it blew my mind. The first thing that I thought of was like, instead of just terminating me, they're forcing me to quit. It's like I posted it in my in the Flex Drivers Union, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Well, man, you better leave early for that, because like that's 5 hours
Yeah.
away from here." Like, no, but
Yo, the San Diego Facebook group, people are losing it on there as well. But Malen, flexing with Flex, I guess she's like pretty cool with like some of the blue vests. So she reached out to them, and before we got the email, verifying that that was a mistake, she was able to calm all of our fears and let us know that don't worry about it. It was a mistake. We're all good. So that was really cool. It didn't take her too long to get that one, get that one out there as well.
well, that's good that there's someone like that on my end with my own close knit community of people that just have these grievances. I told them my issue, and then they all noticed it. They all checked their emails, and so
Yeah.
all of us are freaking panicking. Like it's like, well, I guess we're all working together now, and they got
Yeah.
it was just a mess. But so while that was going on, there are some moments where I try to I try to be a relatively cool dude, right? So I call Amazon. Now Amazon Flex, it's very mysterious because it's really hard to actually get a hold of a human being. Uh, that's a whole nother topic. But so I was like, I'm gonna call Amazon. Amazon.com. I'm gonna call them. So
Yeah.
I call Amazon.com, finally get in touch with a customer support representative. I'm like, hey, I'm an independent contractor with Amazon Flex. I need to get a hold of someone, a human being. And they kept trying to say, oh, well, you need to go do this with the robot, and you need to do this
Mm-hmm.
with the email. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait. And I was as nice as I possibly could be until it got to the point where, all right, well, we need your billing information. I'm like, why
Oh
do you need
wow.
my billing information? It's like, well,
They must have thought you were a customer or something.
that's what it was. But then I told them I'm Amazon Flex, and then
Mm-hmm.
then all right, so we need your billing address and all this stuff. And I was like, this whole email, like my actual Zachary, who I really am in the real world, that's a whole nother Amazon account.
Yeah.
Amazon Flex, Mr. Montgomery, that person that does Amazon Flex, that's a whole nother separate thing. Nothing with Amazon is tied to that. But I finally got a hold of someone, and I actually spoke with a person that worked in logistics that handled a lot of the Flex stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
she was really cool. She was really sweet, really, really dope. It was really nice talking to her. She was real chill. But the problem that I had is that like every time like there was that air of her agreeing with one of my when she was about to agree with something that I said about the whole platform, because we talked for almost 30 minutes and basically about the
Mm-hmm.
same stuff I talked to you about right now. She would chime in like, "Oh, well, Amazon's trying," and no, we're not trying to terminate people, but I hear about people get terminated all the time.
All the time, yes. All the time. People getting terminated left and right on Amazon Flex. Shit's crazy.
um,
Bonkers.
so all right, so that's my long-winded thing, but branching out from Amazon Flex, obviously, there's so much other things. So besides Amazon Flex, what else do
Mm-hmm.
you do? I mean, I know you talked about what is that? Field Nation.
Field Nation,
Got to get
yes.
on that.
Field Nation. Yeah, so Field Nation is pretty much a service. It's like an intermediary where they allow big companies, let's say like Target and Microsoft, say I don't know what grocery stores you guys have out in Vegas, but let's say the biggest grocery
Smiths.
store.
We have
Let's say
Smiths.
Smiths, right? Smiths. Let's say Smiths needs somebody to set up their brand new network for them. Smiths does not have an IT person that works there that can do that. Not a single person. So Smiths, they might have their headquarters in, let's say, Nebraska. I don't know if that's true, but let's say their headquarters is in Nebraska and they have IT people in Nebraska. They're not going to pay for an IT person all the way in Nebraska to fly all the way down to Vegas to set up their network for them. So what are they going to do? They're going to find somebody locally that has the materials, the tools, and the skills to do it for them. Now that's where Field Nation comes in. Smiths would put in the work order on Field Nation platform, say this is the pay rate, 50, 60, 70 bucks an hour, and you need to have X and Y skills and tools, and this is the work that we need you to do. And they'll have, let's say, maybe 10, 20 people apply, and they'll give it to the person who they think is best equipped to do the job. Or maybe even the first person that applies, they'll give it to them. Who knows? But that's pretty much how that works. And us as contractors, we're able to get in and do work for these very large corporations and get very good pay, just because we have skills and tools that other people don't have. So that's what Field Nation is in a nutshell, like the Uber for IT contractors or the TaskRabbit for IT contractors, where you can make really good money. Interesting story.
Go.
Interesting story.
Go. Let's hear
Field Nation. So Field Nation saw one of my videos on YouTube about Field Nation.
What?
Me, of course, being the first person to do Field Nation videos on YouTube. And they were intrigued. So they reached out to me. They said, hey, we'd love to talk. We got something for you. What's your email address? So we start a communication back and forth. They asked for my address, my actual, billing address, and I give it to them. And, a few weeks later, I get a package with these headphones. These are Field Nation headphones. Oh. They gave me a portable charger, a Field Nation t-shirt, some Field Nation glasses. I've got all of them in a box.
Safety first.
No, I mean it's not even like safety glasses, just shades. Oh. They're cool. They're cool as hell, mind you.
Oh, they like Ray-Bans. Like they nice, huh?
Yeah, dude. Those things are nice. God, what else did they give me? They gave me like a cell phone, like one of those sticky things where you can put like your credit cards in it on the back of your cell phone.
Man.
With the Field Nation logo on that as well. And I'm like, you guys are dope as shit, man.
You better start cranking out some of those videos. I'm telling you.
No. But you know what? The funny thing, I was like, all right, how about instead of you guys sending me a t-shirt, how about you give me a link to where people who sign up for Field Nation, I can get a little commission-y on there. You know what I'm saying?
Affiliate link. There you go.
Yeah. And they were like, sorry, we don't have anything like that. And I was like, okay, it's all good. It's all good. I love you guys anyways.
Hey, it never, ever hurts. Dude, that is dope. That is dope. Amazon didn't send me shit except for a W-2.
Yeah, I know. So that's not the end of it. That is not the end of it. There's more. After that, they reached out to me again. And this was like a month ago. They reached out to me again. And they were like, hey, GigStacker, we really love your content. We'd love to get you in contact with one of our journalists so that they can write up an article about you. Are you interested? I'm like, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Let's see if we can do this. And I don't think I've sent you that, but let's see. So let me see if I can get this pulled up. Field Nation.
This is what I'm talking about. I need to bring that positivity to my channel, okay? Where are my t-shirts? Where are my articles written?
Okay. So
no, that's dope, dude. Dude, that's awesome.
Let's see if we can get this thing pulled up. Actually, I'll see if I can get it pulled up on this other thing here. But yeah, so I mean, I just thought that was one of the coolest things for them to want to interview me. And, we ended up doing the interview and it turned out really, really good. I mean, the writer that did the interview was fan-fucking-tastic. So this is it right here, right? Jamal Daramy, creating opportunity on the Field Nation website. 2016, he embarked on a journey that would change his career path forever, learned the ropes of being an independent contractor in the gig economy, and realized it offered flexibility and financial freedom. So that's so this is it.
Links in the description down below. Y'all should check that out. That is an achievement, my friend. It feels good, don't it?
GigStacker. Yeah, it was really cool. Shout outs to Field Nation. You guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, and since we're doing shout outs, GigStacker needs a special shout out for just recently hitting 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations.
Yes.
How's it feel?
1,000. Thank you.
How's it feel?
I,
Triple,
it's
quad
like
digits, quad digits.
it's like weight getting taken off of my shoulder. I mean, when we got that when we got that email saying that we were getting kicked out of the partner program for being under 1,000 subscribers, you know what? I didn't even see that email first. Flexing with Flex, Milan. She sent me a message on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and she was like, "Yo, did you see this?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see it. Check your email." And I checked it, and I flipped out, dude. I lost it. Like normally, I'm such a chill person, but that email had me so heated. Oh my god! So for like, I'd say like the first day, all I had was heat, just anger. Like, why would they do this? Because of Mr. Jake Paul's brother over there showing dead bodies on YouTube. You know, they said that it wasn't because of that, but I think they were catching flack from a bunch of their advertisers. Like, you guys are letting people do whatever they want willy nilly. We're gonna take our advertisements off, and so they went after the big guys as well. So I'll definitely give them that. They also went after them, but they definitely went after the little channels too. And I lost my cool, Mace. I lost my cool.
Nah,
But
dude.
yeah.
It's definitely understandable. I've been on this platform since I was 16. Like since
Wow.
YouTube started, I have been on. But I never had a clear direction. I just upload whatever the hell I wanted, right?
Hmm.
And so when I heard the news, I've been around the YouTube thing and I've kind of done my thing here and there, but it was just like, okay, well, there they go again. You know, it from the business, because I always look at things from a business perspective, and when it comes to
Yeah.
keeping your advertisers happy, they're the ones that bring
They're
in the
paying the
money.
bills. Yeah, they're paying the bills.
Yeah, so it's kind of like like recently with Logan Paul, this idiot's brother.
Yeah.
He he had the dead body thing happen, and so he's like, all right,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do my redemption tour. I'm gonna
Yeah.
donate $1 million, but I'm never gonna show a receipt for it. That thing that people have been talking about. His comeback video on YouTube is him tasering dead rats.
So ridiculous. The motherfucker can't learn. He doesn't learn. He doesn't learn. He, so stupid.
Here's the thing, though, not to defend him, but those two idiots are from Ohio. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's Ohio. What the fuck else are you gonna do? So
Oh man.
it's kind of like that nature versus nurture thing. Their nurture of the nature that they were in was garbage, so it makes sense
Hmm.
why these guys are like that. But it's a prime example of people that are thrust into fame and don't know how to handle it.
Yeah,
But aside from the facts of the obvious, it is crippling to the smaller channels of YouTube because it definitely makes us
for sure.
feel. It makes it's like YouTube, when it first started, the backbone of YouTube was the creator. And then as
Hmm.
YouTube got bigger and bigger, it was about the already established big creators. It's hard to get big on
Yeah,
YouTube. And my thing was never to be big on YouTube, but my thing was to find my niche, find my area. And when I started doing the flex videos, I mean, like I'll even say to the end of the day, that's not the kind of content that I can see myself making for a long period of time. But I am so glad that I did, because that
hmm.
showed me it's like, oh, like that was the first time a light bulb came off in my head. It's like it was the prime time for me to be able to focus my attention on
Yeah.
something. And it's like, well, I'm doing flex. I want to talk about flex with people. I've got awesome business advice and ideas. I went to school for marketing. Let me talk
Hmm.
about this. And that's what I did. And it's a very successful feeling being a part of that community.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
this is the part where we're going to kind of ease in away from the gig economy stuff and just chill. But before we chill, we got to kind of let off some steam.
Well,
And
no, no. Before we do that, I want to
before
hear
that,
about your experience in the gig economy because we haven't really talked about that, like outside of Amazon Flex.
Okay, I'll foreshadow that for later. So outside of Amazon Flex, what was my introduction to the gig economy? So I was living in Orange County. Didn't have a job. I was going to school, and so I was like, well, I need something. And it was kind of hard to find work because for when you go to school for marketing, a lot of the jobs that you get in that field, they're either sales jobs that disguise themselves as marketing, where you only get commission and you're working hours and hours and hours. And I'm a good people person, but I'm not a good salesman because it's that whole moral dilemma. I can't sell something to someone that they don't need. You know,
Right.
I have to believe in what it is. So I was like, all right, well, let me try this whole Postmates thing. I didn't even know about Uber. I didn't know about Lyft or any of that. Like, and these things had been around, but I just never even heard of them because I had my own car and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would have definitely been to. Oh man, I would have been on that so hard. I had a nice car. I mean, the car ended up getting repoed, but that poor life decisions on my end. But I did Postmates. I did one night. Me and my girlfriend, she was riding with me, and I was trying it out for the first time. It was nice to have
Mm-hmm.
company.
Heck
We
yeah, it is.
we
She's
drove
carrying
ar- we drove
stuff.
around Orange County, and I made $20 that night, and it was
Uh-huh.
like about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours worth of work. So
That's not
it
terrible.
it wasn't terrible, but um, I just wasn't feeling it. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, there's these internships I'm doing and stuff, and I was getting money from my GI Bill at school, so I was like, yeah, like extra money would be nice, but I guess I'm just gonna focus my attention on school.
Yeah.
So kind of left it alone. Focused on the whole marketing thing. Moved out to Vegas, and I got a job in security and all this stuff. And I continued to utilize Postmates. I continued to utilize like DoorDash, Grubhub, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I was at work, because when I was working security, I would like pull doubles, and I would just have them bring me food. So I always really liked the platform, but I never thought that I would work for it.
Yeah.
So I stopped working at my security job because my girlfriend was going through some medical stuff, so I stayed home with her to help with the baby.
Oh, cool.
And that money that we had saved up was dwindling, and I needed to do something. And I'm professionally trained in outside of the marketing stuff. I have a certification in HVAC, and finding a job in HVAC, like I tried ever since I moved out to Vegas, and it's difficult. Like I got lucky when I was in California getting an HVAC job because they want someone to have all the tools. They want someone to have so many years of
Mm.
experience. Like even to be an
Yeah.
installer, oh, you need to have 2 years of experience to be an installer. That is the bottom job. That is the entry level job. Um,
Jeez, it's crazy.
because I always wanted to like, oh, I want to do commercial because I wanted
Yeah.
if I can't do my dream job, which is like the whole marketing, business, and
Mm-hmm.
PR stuff, what's my fallback? So that's it. That's HVAC. I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
HVAC. I'll do commercial, and then I'll get a job with DoD doing for the military and
Oh, that
stuff.
would be good. Yeah, that would be dope.
And yeah, that was my thing, but it was so hard to just find a job in it. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for work. I couldn't find anything, and I was like, let me check out what's out there. So I signed up for like everything. I was already signed up with Postmates. I just hadn't been on the account. I just ordered a new card, and oh, bam, you're good. Everything's fine.
Nice.
Even though I hadn't used it in years. I signed up
Mm-hmm.
for DoorDash, which was shockingly easy to get into DoorDash. Grubhub was really difficult because you have to go to that orientation and everything, but like
Mm-hmm.
just to
Was that
get
an orientation in person?
yeah, so you do
Oh,
all the
wow.
stuff
Okay.
online, but then they want you to
Yeah.
go to the little group meeting and all that, and then they give you all
Uh,
your stuff.
that's how caviar was. Same with saucy as well, in
Yeah,
person. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's the thing too. It's also dependent on where you're from. Like we don't have those
Yeah.
out here, so
Right.
each market is really different. So everything that I could that was out here, I grabbed onto, and the
Nice.
ones that ended up sticking were DoorDash and. Amazon Flex, I was on a waiting list, and I was like, well, that's the dream. I'll do Amazon Flex. I'll check that out,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever it comes up. So I've been doing DoorDash, and DoorDash was like it was rough because for the longest time it's like I I just kept thinking like these delivery numbers aren't adding up because I finally ended up um I was like, I have a theory. Let me test something.
Yeah.
So I had two phones, right? So on one I placed an order, and on the other one I accepted it. I tipped myself $10, and I realized that when I tipped myself $10, DoorDash would use my tip as the pay.
It's terrible.
So DoorDash wouldn't, like, on their end in the agreement that everything you set up, like, they have different ways they vary the pay, but they never specify that if the tip hits a certain dollar amount, that then
Hmm.
becomes your pay. That's why DoorDash's overhead is so high, because they rely on people to tip.
Mm.
Because then they just basically hold on to all the delivery money.
Yeah.
So at that point, I kind of had no choice but to accept it. So I kind of went along with it. I pushed even harder. So I finally, once I got in with Amazon Flex, I barely even touched DoorDash. Like, even now,
Yeah.
I only do DoorDash when I don't have a day with Amazon. And I'm
Oh,
usually
okay.
pretty consistent about at least getting like at least a 3 hour with them. But usually I'm pretty good
Hmm.
about getting the 90s. I'm lucky like that.
Oh, okay. The 5 hour route.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so
that's
with
that's not bad.
with Amazon, I've been very happy as far as like, well, I'm getting paid for the work that I do. But of
Hmm.
course, like I've said before, like I do have my grievances with them as a company, because with all of these
Right.
independent contractor jobs, they target people that are unknowing of what that really is. So one of the
Hmm.
things I like to talk about on my channel is that you got to remember, if you're going to be an independent contractor, what does that really mean? Well, essentially, you're contracted into something, so
Hmm.
they really can't tell you that you have to do something. So like when you go to the warehouse and like before you even scan your packages, once you scan them, that's you accepting the contract of those packages.
Right.
So when you go in and they say you have to scan these ones, well, there's other ones I can scan. Like, it's one thing if they're super busy and they're trying to funnel people through. In
Hmm.
that situation, just take what you can get and go. That makes sense. But when
Yeah.
it's like kind of dead and it's a little slow, but there's still a bunch of stuff and not a lot of people showed up yet, the way I go in, they tell me I have to get this one. I'm like, no, I take my pick of the litter. That's,
Nice.
and it's like, there are some
'Cause, like,
warehouse,
to them, it shouldn't really matter. Like,
right?
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
that
to you, it makes a big difference.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because so we work for Amazon Flex, but the people at the
Hmm.
warehouse, they work for Amazon. They're two completely different things, and the employees don't entirely understand the meaning of the independent contractor relationship. Like, not even the supervisors do. They really
Yeah.
do look at us as employees, and that's kind of where that whole disconnect is. The reason why a lot of people feel like we're just part time, we're as needed. Wow, it's weird. We are as needed part-time employees without the
Yeah.
word employee. And that comes from, like, in Vegas, I'm pretty lucky. The people that run the warehouse out here are actually pretty chill.
Cool.
Um, I do want to get on some of those Amazon Prime Now deliveries. I've only done one of them. It was
Hmm.
okay. Um, but
I like the possibility for tips plus the $18 per hour. That is unbelievable. That's
it
good money right there, man. That is good money.
and see, that's why I feel like DoorDash, if any of these companies are going to go under, it is going to be DoorDash. And
Hmm.
there's like a laundry list of reasons. When I first got out here, they were hiring people,
Yeah.
and then they saturated the market. You could barely get on the schedule, and then they just started kicking people off, and then people started
Uh,
leaving. And so I kept getting updates all the time. Oh, well, we got bonus routes right now in this area,
hmm.
and we got um, like, they kept throwing out incentives and stuff because no one was
Yeah.
taking shifts. So
Okay.
it's like, here's a plug I'll throw in the link down below. Check out DoorDashGuy. He primarily does DoorDash, and the kind of, like, I talk about the Amazon stuff, he talks on that level about the DoorDash stuff. And the dude's awesome. Check him out.
Cool.
So I would say that definitely out of all of them, DoorDash would be the one to go. Let me transition now with this whole Postmate story from today. Now, this still has to do with this whole gig economy thing, but it's from a consumer perspective. So I've done a few deliveries with Postmates this past week, just just to kind of see like, hey, well, I haven't really used it out here. What's it really like?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not bad. I have noticed DoorDash will pretty much take you anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'll start in my region, but for some reason I'll end up on the other end of town.
Jeez.
Postmates pays less than DoorDash from what I've noticed,
Mm-hmm.
but I can get more Postmate deliveries done quicker because they're centralized
Oh,
closer to me.
they're closer. Cool.
Yeah, like on average.
Um,
Oh yeah.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say another cool thing about Postmates is you can set your vehicle type to like a bike or walking, which definitely will keep you in a small zone,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh, it's
that's really
awesome.
nice too. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, DoorDash kind of just puts you all over the place, but Postmates it does like DoorDash takes me at least maybe 30 minutes to do one delivery.
Jeez.
Postmates, I can go do my delivery. I can do like 4 in an hour, easy, just like that.
That's
It's
really
like
good.
they're just really quick.
Nice.
Um, but the issue that I have with Postmates is as a consumer. I actually was on the phone before all this happened. This whole thing that we're doing together as content creators. So me and my girlfriend want to order lunch. In the past few days, we've been doing DoorDash, or not, we've been doing Postmates because I don't want to leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
So Philip DeFranco, you heard of Philip DeFranco?
Philly D. Yep.
Philly D. Well, the promo code Philly D on brand new Postmates accounts, that's $100 free delivery credit.
Excuse me?
So
No way.
yeah, so here's what I did.
Hold on. Let's pause for a second.
Go.
$100 free when you use the code Philly D.
Philly
Postmates
D
delivery.
on a
So
brand new. It has to be a brand new account. Never ordered from before.
You're paying $0 on an order.
For the delivery fee. You still have to pay for whatever you order.
I gotcha.
That would have been dope.
I misunderstood.
I'm gonna buy me some Xbox games.
Yo, that's what I thought. Okay, I misunderstood.
Hey, I need
We're
a
on the
gift.
same page now.
I need a Visa gift card delivered like right now.
ASAP. All right, sorry. You can continue.
Yeah, so but it will still blow your mind. But I'll get to that in a second. So I use the code Philly D, link in the description, for on a brand new Postmates account. So one that I've never used before. Put that in. I had $100 free credit. I'm like, all right, I don't want to leave the house unless I really need to. If we're gonna order food, I don't want to go pick it up. Let's just have someone drop it off, and And so because I'm not paying a delivery fee, because someone like me, where I'm like whatever on tipping.
Yeah.
Like I've always been the type where you kind of got to earn it. Like it really does incentivize me to tip the driver now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh well, I'm not paying for delivery. I mean, and got here super fast. I mean, hell yeah, I'll give this guy $5, right?
Yeah.
So it really kind of really works overall in the driver's favor, and I think it's fantastic, right? This cool promotion. I don't know how it's sustainable, but whoa, it's dope.
Yeah.
So I noticed that as a consumer, when you're ordering, they overcharge you, but it's for a temporary hold. Like we ordered from Five Guys the other night, and we ordered burgers, fries, shakes, and it was about $30. Well, they charged $50 to my account, and that to me that was excessive. But it's like, well, in case you want to put the tip. But I gave the guy cash as a tip when he came. So just because of the whole DoorDash thing, and I'm like, well, if I can pay with cash, I'd rather tip them in cash.
Yeah.
So I was like, well,
that's good.
It says really within 24 hours it'll be readjusted to your account. Well, that was Valentine's Day, so that hasn't been readjusted to the account. So they're still charging me $50 for something that was $30.
Wow.
So, and I just noticed that today when I went looking at it, because today we wanted to order lunch. I wanted Chinese food. She wanted Subway. So I was like, you know what? I have all this free delivery credit. You order and then I'll order. But because of the fact that they didn't, because they had bottles of drinks, not just the fountain drinks, but she wanted the fountain drink because she likes the taste of it better, and it's cheaper. So she ordered her Subway sub with a fountain drink with a large Diet Coke. But because you had to put it in the custom order because it wasn't listed, it came out to I have the receipt. It came out. The whole order came out to $8.11, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of the mystery number, because the computer had no idea how much to charge, pre-charge for the
Yeah.
delivery, they ended up charging us $45 for an $8 sandwich.
What?
And I was on the phone and I was like, I've already got two other separate charges that you guys haven't like readjusted. So what's going on?
That's
And
crazy.
and basically their credit charge and all that stuff, like everything that's done through the app for payment is done through a completely separate entity. It's a complete different third
Wow.
party.
Yeah.
So like basically that I'm waiting for the next few days to have that freaking handled. So
That is
that
crazy, dude.
so as far as I am concerned, Postmates can, pardon my French, can go suck a dick as far as the consumer level is concerned.
That's how I
Now,
feel as a courier for Postmates.
now here's a pro tip though. Here's a pro tip. Let's say you want to go get lunch or dinner for you and your girl. You know exactly where you want to go. You have a Postmates courier account, and you just signed up with a brand new account with Philly D's 100 delivery credit, right? So you type in, oh, I want Jack in the Box, and this is what I want from Jack in the Box, and then you check out, right? Oh, your courier thing. Oh, this mystery person, me, wants something from Jack in the Box. Except you are essentially getting paid to deliver your own food to yourself because the driver obviously still gets paid, but you as a consumer are not getting charged the delivery fee because the delivery fee's already been covered, but the driver still has to get paid.
Right.
So this is a cool pro tip, which is super, super, super morally gray. I'll be honest, super morally fucking gray. No one said you can't do it, but
Getting paid to deliver your own food.
I'm gonna let you know that that's a little. Come on, man. Come on. I'm. If you do it, badass on you. But just know we're looking at you funny. Okay.
Yo, that's amazing.
It's smart. It's intuitive, but at the same time, it's. I mean, let's be real. It's a little shady.
That's gangster right there.
Yeah. So that's the issue I had with Postmates lately.
Interesting. So
It,
your gig economy experience has been very interesting. Biggest success has been with Amazon Flex for sure.
oh yeah.
But you have
Yeah.
a lot of experience with a lot of different companies. That's cool. That's cool.
Well, I can't see. I'm horrible with names, but there was a guy that's been doing Amazon Postmates, DoorDash. Like he does everything as well. He's got a bunch of videos, a lot of vlogs of him just talking as he drives.
Jermaine Ellis.
Yeah, like
Okay.
kind of hippie looking, but not like hippie. Like
black guy, right?
no, it's a white
No?
dude,
Oh
like
man.
short but curly hair.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he
What is
basically
his name?
he said, be on everything. That was his
Yeah.
number one piece of advice, and that's what I took, and that's what I ran with.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna figure this out. I know exactly who you're talking about. Because he's one of the first. He's one of the first gig economy YouTube channels that I started watching as well. Yep, I found it. Okay, right here.
AppDrivenGuy. That's him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I love. Oh man, he hasn't made video 6 months, but man, his content is so good. Like, really is. I wish
Oh
he was
yeah.
still making videos because I loved watching his stuff.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, so his advice for you was do everything, and you did that, and you found success in that.
Well, yeah. I diversified myself. I
Mm-hmm.
knew that if I would just stick with one thing, it was anything can happen, because
Yeah.
DoorDash could kick me off at any time. Uh, Same with Flex. Like because it's an
Right.
independent contractor job, they don't need a reason to terminate like the service with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it really incentivized me to just branch out and make sure that I at least had a foothold somewhere in case something
Right.
happened.
So no matter what, you'll always be able to make money.
Absolutely. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the
So
day, this is all about making money. I mean,
right.
to a certain extent, do I enjoy it? Yeah, there's a level of freedom. Now, at the end of the day, every single one of these places, this is how they get you. This is how they, well, I'm saying that as if it's real sinister. This is how they encourage people to come to their platform. This is how they get you.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
say, be your own boss. That's how they get you. Make your own hours.
Hmm.
Kinda. Kinda. Like this,
Well,
that's
I
how they,
mean, I I'd say it is that. It definitely is that. Depending on the platform, of course, because like with Amazon, you cannot work any given time.
nah.
With Postmates, you kind of can, as long as there's a store open and somebody's willing to order from it. You can work. Um,
Postmates is the shit. Like I have issues with Postmates, but I will
yeah,
definitely say this. You just turn it on and set it
and you
down.
go exactly.
That's
Like especially for me, where I'm at right now, I'm in the center of two big Postmates areas where there's lots of restaurants. So I can be at home. I can turn on my app and I'll start getting hit up to go do some deliveries. Hop in my car, do a delivery, come back home, play some more games. Boom.
yeah. That is really freaking
So
dope.
yeah, so I guess depending on the company, the statement of work your own hours whenever you want, it is true. Some companies, not so much. So it just
Yeah.
depends. It just depends.
Like I wouldn't call it misleading. I wouldn't. I would say it because all right. So I'm from a marketing background, so language
Yeah.
is key, and
Hmm.
language is essentially all in the perception of who's ever exposed to said language. And
Yeah.
all these companies obviously they use very particular language to where it can't, it can be taken different ways, but it
Hmm.
specifically means that. And at the end of the day,
Right.
yeah, technically, yeah, you can pick your own hours. You can pick to
Hmm.
take this job or not. So
Right.
I
Whereas
don't think
the
it's
actual
misleading at
job
all.
boss,
I
you
think
have to come in.
well, I think people get so hung up on the fact that, oh, I could be my own boss or I could be in charge
Yeah.
of my own destiny. They get so hung up on that one fact that when they get
Yeah.
into these ecosystems where they hype it up too much for themselves. So,
Hmm.
my advice for new people coming to the platform is take it with a grain of salt. Slow and steady wins the race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Get used to it as you can, and then just slow is smooth, smooth is steady. Take your
Hmm.
time, and the speed will come.
One thing I'd like to add to that as well is, especially for new people getting in, is make sure that as you're making this money, not only are you making enough to cover your expenses and it still makes sense, but you're also making enough to cover your tax bill because you will have a tax bill.
Oh
And
yeah.
then you're also putting money away to the side. I suggest 50% if you can afford it. Um, so that if you're in a situation like you were before with your girlfriend having the medical issues, you can take time away from work and not have to go to work because you were able to save some money and put some money aside.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'd say that's very, very important. That's one of the core things that I believe. Save your money, make sure that the money you're making is worth your while.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, what was it that you said something very specific? I just lost it too. Regardless, very good information nonetheless. Circling back real quick when we were talking about YouTube, I talked to you about this, and I did a stream a few days ago, but I really
Yeah.
haven't addressed my audience or people coming to me. So I got a YouTube strike, the very first one in 12 years. And it was for a video that I'm not proud of, but I kept up because I want to hold myself accountable. Like, this is the evolution of MaceValor. This is where I was, this is where I'm at now. So I never got rid of the video, even though I changed my opinion from what the video was. However, the video got taken down for hate speech. However, in YouTube's own guidelines, community guidelines, the contents of that video did not incite any level of hate speech per their description. And I know I'm saying that from a very vague stance, but their language is very vague. Basically, I wrote a video talking about Michael Jackson's death and should we essentially mourn and fawn and cry over someone to the degree that we are that allegedly molested children.
Hmm.
I didn't take a hard stance on one. I did overhype my character in it, but I didn't take a hard stance left or right. But at the end of the day, my core argument is that it doesn't matter if you're famous or not. The fact that if it is true that he did indeed do this, I don't think it's my opinion that we should not like cry over someone that has died. Like, because
Yeah.
for me, kids are a very sensitive topic. Because I've got kids and shit. I want nothing bad to ever happen to them. But anyway, so that's been my number one hated video of all time because me back then I couldn't differentiate the.
What was the ratio of thumbs up to thumbs down on?
Oh, it was bad. Like maybe it was I think at its well, I'm a smaller channel, but at its peak it was 116 dislikes to 5 likes.
What?
And every comment was, "I'm a virgin. I'll never have a girlfriend." Fuck yous and etc. It was just all kinds of nasty. People telling me I should die, like all sorts of nastiness. And I just took it because sometimes I would.
Oh man.
Sometimes I would go in and be like, all right, wait, hold on, keyboard warrior time. Like, hold on, that was me a long time ago. I'm not the same person anymore. I have. Anyway, I have a stalker. I have a YouTube stalker. There's a guy that follows in my comments, and every now and then he'll pop up and he'll just talk mad crap about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his name's K Bone. That's his username. So if you're watching the video, hey buddy, go ahead and thanks for the views, bud. Thanks for the 1 cent. Thank you. I appreciate it. If ads are running, which they probably won't be.
So how do you feel about that strike now? Now that you've had some time to marinate on it.
So all right. So I'm relatively divided on it. On one end, because the video that is in question was in such poor taste, and I agree with the fact that it's in poor taste. I think, would it need a community guideline strike? Yes. I disagree for the fact that it was inciting hate speech.
Yeah.
Because from their community guidelines, it has to do with a specific demographic, an individual or group of people based upon certain religious, ethnic, like gender, like certain demographic statistic stuff.
Michael Jackson believers, they're kind of a religion, So
Those I have never
call themselves Jacksonites, I think.
I've made videos talking crap about Justin Bieber and no one said anything. My girlfriend's a believer. Like, I have to deal with it. But
I never told you this before.
What's up?
I was at a hangout of one of my friends once, and I'm not a fan of Michael Jackson, mind you. And I was going in on Michael Jackson, like I think this was before he died too. And I was just ragging on him. And she got so upset. She tried to rip my shirt, and yeah, man, it was serious. I'm not gonna hit her because she's a woman and whatnot. But
here,
I'll tell you, I don't know.
If the higher ups at YouTube are watching, the people that gave me my strike, if y'all are watching, I will say this: since I created that video, I have become a fan of the music. I do think that he was a really good performer. Now, how do I feel about him as a human being? Well, I mean, the evidence of what I feel about him being a human being, well, that's now been removed by YouTube, so it's up in the air at this point. Anyway, but I've been on this platform for a long time, and I've grown and I've evolved, and of course I'm still going to be doing the flex stuff. I've kind of because of the whole strike thing, I can't live stream, and live streaming and talking with people, that's where the sweet spot for me is. That's why a lot of the Amazon Flex videos that I do that got so well is that I just put the camera on and I just go. And a lot of the people that are a part of the gig economy thing, it's the whole relatability. That really hits it home for a lot of people. So I made some content last week. I try to do a video a day. Not my best work, but it wasn't my worst. And it made me realize YouTube's always something I've wanted to do. I wouldn't say full time if I could. That's the dream. Almost anyone would. But at the same time, I've always
not this guy.
I've always been creative. I've worked in the film industry. I've edited movies and shit like that. And I've always been fascinated with the creative element. And it's like I need to because I've always had these big ideas turning and stuff, and it's like, especially with that strike, it really made me think, like, those videos I put up, I mean, like, they are over the top. They are slightly
Hmm.
exaggerated versions of shit that I do believe and all that stuff. Just
Yeah.
not edgy for being the sake of edgy, but being loud for the sake of being heard. So anyway, I'm toning things down, but
Oh, how much?
not a lot. Uh, basically, I'm focusing more on two things. One, I like the Amazon community that I'm in, the gig economy community. I think it's a
Yeah.
great community. There's a lot of resources and information out there, and I do like being a part of it, and I like contributing to it. So of course I'm going to
Hmm.
continue to make content like that. Um, but at the same time, though, there are certain types of videos that I want to create, that I'm going to create, which around the first of the month, y'all will see the first example of that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so essentially, nah, it'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise. I talk about it on my live stream, Twitch, 8 p.m. That's usually when I show up.
And
We're
that's Nevada time, right?
yeah, it's 5 hours ahead,
5 hours ahead of.
California.
Is it really?
No, it's not. Not at all.
No, no. I
Same
think.
time. Same time.
No, I think it's. I think you guys are 1 hour ahead of us
All right,
because
check
it's
this
what
out.
5:22 there
It's
right now. Oh,
4:22.
okay.
We are the
Same time.
same time.
All right, cool. I had no
Absolutely.
idea. All right.
I know. All right, so you stream. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have a set schedule yet?
Boy, no. I think I've streamed like twice now, and that's it. Like
Your
I got
shit's
all
fun,
this.
dude.
Thank you. I appreciate
It
it.
is. Like I'm a lurker. Like I like putting streams on in the background. So
Yeah.
just because I'm not typing doesn't mean I'm not there. So
Okay.
yeah, I do
Well,
watch.
thanks. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
like watching your stream.
Oh, sweet. I appreciate it. It's so weird because I like to stream just like, oh, I'm going to be playing a game. I might as well fucking
Mm-hmm.
stream. If people are there to talk, badass, cool, right?
Yeah.
That's essentially how I do mine. Have you set up like your alerts and stuff yet?
I I did, and then it was working the first day I did it, and then I changed my name
Ah,
on Twitch, and now my alerts don't work anymore, and I don't know how to fix it. So,
uh, well, I would just say, just essentially make a new like
oh,
thing.
delete it,
Yeah,
and okay, yeah,
yeah,
maybe I'll do that.
that'd be just
That
the
makes
easiest
sense.
way to take care of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so and you say the name so much better than
What's
I.
that?
Your stream name.
Chief Baba Tunde.
It's
It's Chief Baba Tunde.
yeah.
Baba
The
Tunde.
links, as always, in the description down below. So, anything else? Anything to end her off with? Because we've
um,
we've put a good thorough bit of work in this one.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I would just like to say that for anybody watching my YouTube channel, MaceValor has amazing content. If you haven't seen his stuff yet, you got to check him out. He keeps it real. I try to keep it positive. Mace keeps it real. So if you want to make sure that you're able to make money in the gig economy and not get taken advantage of and understand your role in the gig economy, how to use it and be used, definitely check out Mace Valor's YouTube videos. And if you like video games, like I like video games, also check out his Twitch channel, which is also Mace Valor. It's a dope, it's amazing. You got to see it.
And everyone, everyone, you gotta check out GigStacker right here. I am telling you, he brings the feel good vibes, the badass wardrobe. I'm telling you, you gotta get that merch out, dog. Like I would probably buy that, buy a mannequin just so it's good looking in the living room. You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be sick.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
maybe one day.
positive vibes, very, very positive vibes. Like he's so informative. He doesn't just specify one thing, right? He branches out, he diversifies. And that's one thing I always preach is you want to put yourself out there in as many places as you can, diversify where you're at, spread your footprint out, and gain that revenue.
Yes.
And GigStacker, he will fucking lead the way.
I will show you the way.
He will show you the way. You will find the queen with him.
Yes.
As always, this has been your also beloved, glorious MaceValor. And do you have a cool, fancy outro?
Outro?
You usually just say bye, right?
No. Mine is thank you for watching. GigStacker signing out.
I like that.
GigStacker
All
signing
right.
out.
Take care,
Oh, yeah.
y'all.